Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let's wait for a few more viewers to join in today. All right, just one second. We're going to get into this amazing interview session today, you guys. As you can see, I have the one and only Mr. Hawthorne Welcher Jr., you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm going to wait for a few more viewers to come in before we get started. Just one second. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, welcome to Biz Bestie Talk podcast, where we feature inspiring stories, insightful conversations with various industries, you guys. And today I have a special guest. I want to go ahead and introduce him today, and that is Mr. Hawthorne Welcher Jr., you guys. Round of applause, round of applause. So, Welcher, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well on this Sunday. I think first thing, which is proper, is just to sort of be sure that I bid a good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening to any and everybody all across this great country and this great world. So just so happy, ready to sort of dive in, and just excited about this moment.
Yes. It's amazing. So before we get into this interview, you guys, for the ones that do not know who this special guest is today, he is the Caesar of the housing development. Do you hear me, guys? He's the director, okay, of Augusta, Georgia, the housing community development department, all that good stuff, you guys. So without further ado, Mr. Welcher, go ahead and tell them, who you are and who is exactly Hawthorne Welcher Jr.
So, my name is, as it says, Hawthorne Welcher Jr. So I am a legacy, definitely born and raised from Augusta, Georgia. Proper time, give a shout out to my parents, Deborah and Hawthorne, from Augusta, Richmond County, born and raised, matriculated, to the greatest college in America, Morehouse College. From there, where I actually majored in finance. But, I was just like any other dumb college kid, thought we were going to come out and make $1 million as soon as we walked across the stage. But maybe, I know we'll get into pretty much, who I am from that standpoint. But for the most part, married Shantanette Welcher, shout out to her, and have 2 kids, Hawthorne the third and Zion Welcher. Yes. So I know we get into other questions, but for the most part, I am Welcher made, I am Augusta made, I am Georgia made. I'm not from the mud, but I am from the red.
Listen, that's what it's all about. I'm also Augusta born, so I'm definitely here with you when you say that. Exactly. So you are the founder of Left Hand Principle. Let's talk a little bit into that, about your business that you have started.
So I think the first thing, the name is synonymous. I guess if somebody's going to say left-handed principles, I would hope that they're left-handed, right? For the most part, which I am. And, when you start talking about left-handedism, that's a word. But, yes, how that came about for the most part, just going back to grade school. If you go back to grade school for the most part, back when we had those right-handed and left-handed desks. And for the most part at that time, what happened was that as a left-hander, there were always 1 or 2 desks that was always pushed back in the corner. I'm like, wait a minute, why do we have to be in the back? Why do we have to be any different than anybody else? So I think with that, it just sort of brought on a thought process of how to think differently. And I think from that standpoint also, how do we modernize and how do we communicate with our youth through the lives of our sons? When I say sons, we're talking about community, boys and girls, to be sure that they are equipped with life skills that are necessary through all aspects of this such a treacherous and great life, if you will.
Yes, I completely agree with you on that. And like you mentioned, you think left, and that was so funny. So when it comes to your brand and what you have started, what can we expect from HEW Enterprise?
So, I think once again that we were focused to fill gaps. I feel like that there were some gaps, in this country, from a standpoint of, at the same time, one thing I think is very, very important, because we do not want the message from a principal perspective to get out there wrong. And I think the message is the fact that we want to be in the car with the Boys and Girls Club. We want to be in the car with 100 black men. we want to be in the car with any other entities that are really pouring into our youth. So definitely not a competition. But when we look at what principles is, we feel as though there's still gaps in our community that are not being readily addressed when you talk about
Agreed.
etiquette and communication.
Yes, yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. And so when we think about what you have created here, when I actually kind of went through the background, what I seen was the three keyword phrases that I understood was rephrase, is restore, connect, transform, greater good, support. Like I see all of that with what you have created, and I give you much respect in what you're doing and for the community because it is definitely needed. So I really appreciate you for that, for the ones. And for the viewers that are coming in, today we have a special guest, Mr. Hawthorne Welcher Jr. So if you're just coming into the building, I know he's very known in Augusta, okay? So y'all been getting on me about going live. So I have him here today. If y'all have any questions, make sure y'all drop it below. I know the community want to reach out and hear what Mr. Hawthorne has coming and what, we have expected from him. So yes, if you're here today, definitely reach out in the comments because we're going to ask them here today. So the next question I have for you, Mr. Hawthorne, is this right here. What do you describe as success? What is your definition of success for the ones that want to know, how you got where you are? So what is your definition for success?
Well, I think that for me is just it's really a resounding focus. It's a resounding focus. Not only with our young men, but just for me, success would be being sure that all men of all ages, all creeds, all
Yes.
nationalities, that something that we sometimes struggle in understanding how to dress professionally. How to tie a tie, how to
Right.
tie a bow tie, how to properly put on an ascot. So to be sure that for the most part, success for me is being sure that, when our young men and men matriculate out of grade school, that they are equipped with
Yes.
these life skills. They're equipped with the ability to be able to know how to quick a cook meal when necessary. They're equipped in a time of emergency and they're at a cousin's house and there's only a stick shift to drive, that they're able to
Yes.
get into that car and maneuver it accordingly. To be sure that when they're in situations wherein the meeting's supposed to start at 2 o'clock, it doesn't start at 2:15. But as we're sitting around the
Yes.
table, and we're the only ones at that table that we're able to sort of share in the conversation, able to
Mm.
articulate and have before the meeting talk, to have elevator talk with a smile on ourselves and with a confidence. So for me, it's all about being sure not only that we create life skills, everybody's doing that, but create life
Exactly.
skills that sustain, and to be sure the life skills that we're given are modern to post-COVID.
Exactly. Yes. To be basically able to, like when you said about being on time, you have to lead by example. And I 100% agree with you on that. So when we get into like the community, like what so far, because honestly, I'm new, to the whole housing thing market, but give me some details about what you have done so far for the community and, the housing community.
So I've given my life. I've given my life to serving the community, and I've given my life. So one of the things that I think that is an issue that I've seen, when I'm a Trigger Lake Morehouse back in '90, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to be a part of something impactful, and I had some job offers
Yes.
across this great country, but for some reason I kept getting pulled back, to Augusta, Georgia, and I
Yeah.
found that through what I call community economic development. So couple phrases that I throw out. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in writing a script. I just believe, in coming from the dome. I tell young guys all the time, don't let Lil Wayne and Jay-Z be the only ones that can freestyle. You find that thing that you've done for free, and then you can freestyle as well. So, for me, I just, when you find that thing that you do for free, then you found that thing. And that thing that I'll do for free is community economic development, being sure that we transform our neighborhoods truly back into thriving communities. And I've done that
Yeah.
in two communities over years. And now here in Augusta, Richmond County, we're actually doing the same thing. I have been the director. I have the dubious task and honor of being able to serve as a developer. The
Yeah.
director since 2014. Have a great staff. Shout out to Housing and Community Development Department. Shout out to Augusta leadership. But I think from that
Yeah.
standpoint, there's still work to be done. I feel like I can do more. Understanding the fact that there are gaps, understanding when we start talking about saving our sons. Well, if we can't save our sons, we can't save our family. If we can't save our sons, we can't save our churches. If we can't save our sons, then we can't save our communities in some aspects.
Exactly.
While Mother's Day it up, at the end of the day, mothers are mothers and fathers are fathers. And I don't shy away, from that. It's not about controversy, but it is about the issue that we have is the ability to be able to be truthful and the ability to be able to communicate that truth.
Yes.
So left-handed wants to be at the forefront. Once again, as I indicated, we want to just modernize, how we look at our sons. I want to be sure that these young men, that they feel good about when they walk across that stage in high school and wherever they go to the service, to college, that they feel good about it. They've been a part of something. So that logo that you see behind me, that logo on their chest, it is a frat. In some aspects, it is a fraternity. We're going to teach handshakes. We're going to have a secret handshake. We're going to have our own secret pledge and creed. And when I keep saying modernizing, because I've been cliche.
Right.
But when I say modernizing, we're talking about, the whole classroom for 3 or 4 hours. I'm not knocking that, but that's not sort of who we are. We want to be sure that we get these guys on a bus and take them up to Morehouse College, 830 Westview Drive, and teach them about Howard Thurman, teach them about Benjamin Lee Mays, 6th president of Morehouse College. We want to be sure that we put them in those 5 restaurants and do what? When they look at all these forks and spoons, like, oh my God, it's called a 7-course meal.
Like this is
teach them how to eat from outside in. These are the modernization type skills that we're talking about. Watch how I do this for you right now. We also want to be sure that at some point, you got to come out. You got to come out. The $400 ensemble. Even when you do that, and you come here,
and you switch
able to sort of articulate. You're still able to articulate the message.
And the presence is still the same. The presence is still the same. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Y'all see how fast the switch up can happen, but keep the same presence the same. Do you hear me? Oh, Hawthorne, it is truly a pleasure. You are such a blessing to the community.
Can I add this? Can I add one? Now, one thing that's very, very important, and at some point I'll get to, I'll get to a book and those things, but the name of the book will be From Earrings to Cufflinks. One thing from young men that they really, really have to be mindful, though, that you cannot knock the stigma. That stop trying to fight the stigma when people see your hat back or within the chain and earrings. Don't let that affect you. But what you do at the same time, you just remain true to sort of who you are and remain true to the message. And one thing that Morehouse College taught me that. It taught me that of 3,000 brothers. I had the idea when I went to Morehouse College. I said, I didn't want to go to Morehouse College. I felt like I was going to be there with a lot of nerds and geeks, with Steve Urkel suspenders. But what I quickly found out was that you had 3,000 brothers that were undeniably the smartest guys in the country, the highest SAT scores, and we all dared to be different and dared to be ourselves and dared for somebody to ever disrespect us with a shrug of a hand and a wave of a shoulder. It will never happen. That's what left-handed principle is all about, and that's what we're going to give.
Yes, I'm here for it all, and just to be that light for a young son that wants to be something in life and be that better example. I truly applaud you for that, because it is definitely needed, and you are doing just that. You are doing just that. Yes. Oh my goodness. I see some of the comments, you guys. Y'all got any questions? He's here. Listen, drop the comments. Leave the comments. We're going to answer them just here. I don't want to hold y'all too long, but let's leave the comments here. Okay, we have a question here. Oh, I guess I'm not sure there, but listen, yes, Redonia, it's definitely a great interview, and we definitely have a great individual here that's doing something good for the Augusta, the CSRA. We want that. We need that. And, this is what this podcast is all about, you guys. So if you're just joining this live, definitely check out Mr. Hawthorne. He is definitely doing something that is beyond measures for the community. And with his new business, Left-Handed Principle, that's what we're discussing here today. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. while we wait for those questions, Hawthorne, go ahead and tell them where they can find you. You got any websites you want to mention here, or any social media tags you would like to mention today?
Oh, most definitely. Definitely. Want to be sure that you can connect and reach out at all times. Definitely website,
Yeah.
Enterprise, .org. Definitely you can catch me there. Also Facebook, Hawthorne Welcher Jr., also LinkedIn, Hawthorne Welcher Jr. And then you can get me on Instagram at Hawk Gon Fly. That's my nickname, Hawk like a bird.
I'll fly.
As well as on Twitter, Hawk Gon Fly. PA, I know my PR doesn't necessarily like that. Shout out to Zach. Shout out to Candace Styles as well. Just shout out.
Yeah.
I have a great team, Hugh, from a PR perspective. And just so overjoyed. My family is just so overjoyed, really, honestly, to be in this position and sort of push this message.
Exactly. We're going to get into this question for Sister Radonia. She asks here, how do we partner with you to grow the community?
Shout out to Radonia, to my classmate, to my Valley Park mate as well.
Yes.
So I would say that time is coming. That time is coming. I'm going to tell
Yeah.
everybody to hold on. But we're very excited about what's coming in the coming months. I'll sort of give you a sneak view. Basically, what we have coming really in July, we're going to have a launch. So we'll have a marketing launch, pretty much basically like an open house.
Okay.
Sort of speaks to the principle, speaks to the mission, and check this one out. So we actually have a open house. So it's just a launch for those people who want to donate to the mission and the cause, and how we're actually going to transform these young guys. And all that's going to lead up to, we're going to introduce these guys, to Augusta, to the world, through a Principal University draft. Now, we just had an NFL draft, but we're going to 20, 30, 40 guys, and we're going to create a draft scene so that they're going to get drafted into all of them will be first round draft picks.
Wow.
Drafted into Principal University. Principal University, for the most part, we'll meet with these young men twice a month.
Wow.
We'll meet with them for the most part on weekends. And what we'll do, as I indicated, it'll run successfully with schools. So probably from September to May. And we really want to, I don't know if we're going to do this the first year, but I really want to always culminate the end of the year with a boatillion.
Wow. Listen, that's going to be major. Do you hear me? That is going to be such a major thing. So when you have like a time frame of when this would be into play?
Yeah, I know my PR is going to kill me, but I'm putting pressure.
That's
pressure, pressure makes diamonds. Pressure is a privilege, right?
Yes.
So we look at the botillion for me. Let me give you a story quickly. One of the things, shout out to the Welcher family, my cousin Key Wesley Welcher. When I was in grade school, maybe middle school, everybody knows about the cotillion. That still holds true. Everybody knows about that, what that is, inducting young women into society. Mm-hmm. But the botillion went away. I was in like 6th grade. I said, I want to be a part of that. And what it does is the botillion will focus on young men. It's going to focus on their talents. We'll have some people up there playing the trumpet. We'll have some people up there reciting Martin Luther King, Benjamin Mays. Some people playing the piano. They'll dance with their mothers or that significant woman in their life. And for me, it's just an opportunity to give these young men an opportunity to be introduced to Augusta, Georgia. And then also, hopefully we can get we have some major sponsors out there. I'm not going to call names, but we all like to drink soda. And what I'm going to say is left-handed principles is truly, we're introducing and building and invoking skills and thoughts and articulation into our next. So this is the next workforce.
Yes.
So some of you major corporations, come get at us. Come get us and get behind the movement. I'm I'm very confident that what we're doing as a practice, it will be something that will be modernized across this region and this country. I'm not backing down from that.
And I 100% agree with you on that. Like that is such amazing. Like I just really appreciate you. Like for the ones that are just getting into this wonderful live, if you missed this amazing interview in the beginning of this interview, it is definitely truly an honor to have him here today and just to kind of hear what we have special coming for Augusta. So yes, Mr. Hawthorne Welcher Jr., I'm going to go ahead and end it here. But before we do you have anything you want to say to these viewers that are tuning in today?
I do. I want to be sure that, as we move forward, I really want people, if they believe in the mission of, saving the sun and saving the city, that in some aspects they do a couple things for us. One, that they move to sort of share. So whenever we get behind the movement, as I indicated, we talked about those social media outlets.
Mm-hmm.
We ask that you share all our programs, all our initiatives, all the movements. We also ask at the right opportunity that you provide donations. And I think at the end of the day, big more than anything, once you go to that website, HughesEnterprise.org, I want to be sure that buy some merchandise, get behind the brand. If you can't see it and you see the sweatshirts, we got to make sure we get you some merchandise. But it's a left hand holding up the city embrace.
Get a little closer so I can see
with a bow tie.
It.
And,
you have.
So we'll.
What's the link to the website?
Yeah, I know it is.
Okay, that is amazing. I'm definitely going to check that.
HughesEnterprise.org.
Okay, did you guys hear that? I'll see if I can tag it here. There we go. That is dope. Yes, I love it. Oh my goodness. Y'all make sure y'all check out. What's the website again? That is major. Wow.
HughesEnterprise.org.
HughesEnterprise.org. You guys make sure you go tune in and check it out. That is major.
So we're growing. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you. It is truly an honor. And for the ones that just tune in, I'll have this full episode available tonight on YouTube at BB Talk Podcast. That's Biz Bestie Talk Podcast. If you missed this, truly extremely amazing interview. And don't forget, you guys, make sure you follow Mr. Hawthorne on all his social medias. I'll have that all tagged in as well. And follow your favorite podcast. This podcast is here to basically build a community for entrepreneurs. Okay, that's what I want to do. And Augusta has so many major talents here, alongside other major communities as well. I don't reach to Canada. I don't reach to the UK. I'm trying to put the major community of not just Augusta, but beyond Augusta. So we want to do that just here. If you're not joined to our major community here on Biz Bestie Talk Podcast, join my Facebook group. It's definitely truly an inspiring Facebook group that inspires all entrepreneurs and just kind of uplift each other, because being an entrepreneur is not easy. It is not easy, but we love it. Hey, it's something that you want to do. So with all being said, you guys, we're going to end it here. Mr. Hawthorne, is truly a pleasure. Like, you are so dope and amazing all ways. I truly appreciate you for taking the time out today. And, I want to thank you. Okay. It's amazing. It is just amazing.
We should
all right, you guys, until next time. What you want? All right, you guys. Until next time, we'll see y'all later. Yes, I truly agree with you on that. I gave y'all the time and the opportunity to ask these questions on live, but y'all, you didn't take a chance of the opportunity, but you can always DM and hit them up. Check out the websites. Check out all the app news with Mr. Hawthorne. It's truly amazing, you guys. We're going to end it here. I don't want to hold y'all too long, but until next time, check out all entrepreneur interviews on Sundays. Actually, before I go, this interview is actually special. Your interview was requested to be live. They wanted to see you live, so I really appreciate you for taking the time out. I do.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right, you guys. Until next time, we'll see y'all later.